Happy Father's Day, everyone, here from Charger Dude 95, as we bring you a great and very special broadcast of the NFL Sim right here with Charger Dude 95. The Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots right here with Charger Dude 95. Thanks for joining us this afternoon on Father's Day. Glad you're with us. A beautiful mid-June afternoon as the two teams battle. The number 5 seed in the NFC, the Green Bay Packers, and the number 1 seed out of the AFC in the New England Patriots. The game will commence in just a moment. Glad you're with us.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, we have to be so careful
Okay.
because I'm filling in.
Okay.
What do you call these? Baseboards that are getting mixed.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your patience. The Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots here for Super Bowl 53, as the Packers have defied all odds by winning 3 games against superior competition on the road, and the New England Patriots, winners of the AFC in commanding fashion, a victory in the title game over the Baltimore Ravens to reach this game today. This was a terrific battle between two of the premier clubs in the NFL. The New England Patriots at 12-4 and the Green Bay Packers at 10-6. Jimmy Graham and Rob Gronkowski, ironically, are the two members being matched up for today's game. But we head to Atlanta, Georgia, in a sellout crowd from the Georgia Dome in northern Georgia for tonight's game between the New England Patriots and also the Green Bay Packers. It's the Super Bowl here from Atlanta. Jimmy Graham ready for what should be a fantastic affair between the two clubs. Charger Dude 95 presenting the biggest game of the year. And Trevor Davis, the 3-year man out of California, is deep to receive for the Packers to get the game started. The Patriots, winners of the AFC, the number 5 seed out of the NFC, Green Bay Packers, winning 3 games all on the road in the postseason as Gostowski runs into it. And we are underway from Super Bowl 53. Davis returns across the 10 and is smothered at the 24-yard line. Aaron Rodgers, the star quarterback from California, top 10 in NFL history in postseason passing and touchdowns. He trots onto the field for the Green Bay Packers. Throughout the postseason, completing 67% of his throws with 580 yards, 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And he has spearheaded an offense that is one of the best in NFL history throughout his tenure. Super Bowl champion Aaron Rodgers in 2010, a 6-time Pro Bowler, and also one of the great quarterbacks that we have ever seen in NFL history. He leads the Packer offense out to the 24-yard line to begin the game. Green Bay, an offense top 5 in football throughout the postseason. Rodgers straight drop, swings it left side to Jamal Williams, who makes the catch and is escorted out at the 32 as McCourty makes the stop off an 8-yard gain. Jamal Williams, the listed starter coming into this contest, as Ty Montgomery struggled in a huge portion of the regular season and throughout the first 2 games of the playoffs. Williams in his second season at a BYU with 3 big catches, but also 42 yards rushing last week against the New Orleans Saints. Rodgers crouching under center with a tight end each way. Second and short, a play-action Rodgers. He slings it down the right sideline. Caught by Randall Cobb, and he's gone. 68 yards, and the Packers score the game's first points. Touchdown, Green Bay. Super Bowl 53 featuring an underdog that missed the playoffs last year, including Randall Cobb, who has been thrust into the limelight after being really underneath the great Jordy Nelson, one of the security blankets for Aaron Rodgers. And when it comes to the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers has upped his game. The extra point splits the uprights by Mason Crosby. The Packers scoring quickly on a 2-play, 76-yard touchdown drive. And now New England, an offense that has notoriously got off to slow starts in Super Bowls, will certainly have their hands full today against the Packers offense that not only gets off to the game's first points, but has been rolling throughout the postseason. Green Bay needed some assistance by their defense in the wild card game, in which they won late 10-9 over the Minnesota Vikings. Then the Packers ran away with the divisional round victory over the LA Rams before that overtime victory, a 19-13 thriller in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. The Saints got off to a great start in that game before the Packers came storming back. Cordero Patterson, as you see, is deep to receive for the New England Patriots. Crosby sends it away. It is returnable, taken up the goal line by Slater. He runs it back across the 20, slips one tackle, and then is wrapped up at the 24 by Jair Alexander, the rookie corner by way of Louisville. And to the field for the Patriots, arguably the greatest player to ever step foot on a football field. That is the 19-year star from Michigan and the all-time leader in postseason passing. That is Tom Brady. He has an overall playoff record of 29 wins and 10 losses. He has certainly upped the ante. And the game's biggest stage, he has gotten some help certainly from some of his Hall of Fame cast and also head coach Bill Belichick, but he has led the way for the Patriots offense. 65% completions in the playoffs, 389 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. He begins the Super Bowl with a throw over the middle to Chris Hogan on a slant, and he takes a tumble to the 32, a 9-yard gain with a tackle from Tremont Williams, the 12-year corner from Louisiana Tech, as Green Bay scored quickly on a 68-yard strike from Rogers to Randall Cobb. And this New England offense has equally been very strong through the air. In fact, New England ranks number 6 in the NFL in passing despite that sluggish game last week against Jacksonville. Nearly 200 yards passing per game. Toss right. Here's White, who finds a seam across the 40 and rumbles to the 44-yard line. Cut down by Alexander off a 12-yard gash for the 5-year man from Wisconsin. That is James White. And a first down for the Patriots to begin the game. Green Bay with a 7-0 lead. The Patriots in convincing fashion knocking off both at home Baltimore and Jacksonville to reach this game today. The Patriots looking to overcome the quick 7-0 deficit. Brady looks down the field, sets his feet, shoots it down the left sideline off the hands of Patterson, and the throw is incomplete. The Patriots starters on offense includes a stout unit up front, paving the way for a group 7th in football at 257 yards per game. James White is the starter at tailback with an expected contribution from Jeremy Hill and rookie Sony Michel. And there are a smorgasbord of options for Tom Brady at wide receiver, including his top 3 targets this postseason, Gronkowski, Britt, and Hogan. 2nd and 10 after a look at the Patriots starters at their own 44-yard line. Just underway, less than 2 minutes into Super Bowl 53. Brady hands over the left guard. Here is White, and he motors to the 46 for a gain of 2. Green Bay's defensive starters include wholesale changes beginning up front with former Jets D-end Muhammad Wilkerson, who has made a large impact in the playoffs. Clay Matthews is the team's premier linebacker, with the starters in the back end, including free agent quarterback Tremont Williams, joining Jones, Clinton Dix, and King as the back line for the Packers. Green Bay scoring quickly on a Rogers to Cobb connection. They lead at 7-0, and the Patriots face 3rd and 8 from their own 46-yard line. Malcolm Mitchell is at the left slot. It's a bunch set left overall for the Patriots. 1 wide out right. Here's Brady, who looks to throw. Fires left sideline off the hands of the stumbling cornerback Kevin King. The pass is incomplete. And the Patriots get off to a sluggish start. Less than 2.5 minutes in, opening quarter here from Atlanta. Green Bay scores the touchdown. Then the Patriots go 3 downs and have to punt after that first down run for James White. Glad you're with us, Charger Dude 95. It's Super Bowl 53 here from Atlanta, Georgia. It's a punt for the Patriots, the 6-year man from Louisiana Tech. He has had a strong postseason. That is Ryan Allen. He sends it towards the sideline, and it's marked out in the end zone. That took a favorable bounce for Green Bay, as it appeared that it was going to roll out inside the 5. In fact, he already has one coffin corner punt this year, but couldn't get that one inside that pylon. And now Green Bay takes over at the 20-yard line. Glad you're with us. Chargers football presented by Charger 295. Glad for everyone who is a part of the biggest and most spectacular events of the year. It's Super Bowl 53 between the premier club out of the AFC, the New England Patriots, and a club that has upsetted many, and the Green Bay Packers. Mercedes Lewis motions left. They begin this drive with a run to Jamal Williams over the left tackle, and he surges out to the 23, a short gain for the Green Bay runner. That offense is spearheaded by a superior offensive line in comparison to most others in the National Football League when healthy. And as far as the starters in the skill positions, second-year man from BYU, Jamal Williams, has been inserted as the Packer leader at tailback, beginning last week at New Orleans, in large part to the struggles of former starter Ty Montgomery. And he has jumped on the opportunity and played very well in the victory at overtime over the Saints. Williams with 14 carries for 42 yards in that game. It's a handoff over the left guard. Here's Williams, who slips a tackle and is taken down at the 25. New England on defense ranked second in the NFL for the postseason in yards allowed, anchored by the starting D tackle Danny Shelton anchoring the middle. However, the major storyline in the secondary is where Stephon Gilmore and Devin McCourty have been on a tear with a combined 4 interceptions over the last 2 games. The takeaways have been a huge storyline for the Patriots in the playoffs. A New England defense that is second in football throughout the postseason in yards per game allowed. And they only gave up to the Patriots in 8 quarters of the Super Bowl, or rather in the playoffs, 1 touchdown. 3rd and 5, Rodgers looks, steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle to Jimmy Graham on a crosser, and he is tripped up with the 38. It's a gain of 13 to the former Saint and Seahawk tight end Jimmy Graham. A first down for the Green Bay Packers. They began the game with a 2-play scoring drive. It's only the 2nd touchdown allowed for the Patriots in the postseason. And it took them very little time as Rodgers found Cobb streaking down the sideline to lead 7-0. Patriots had the punt on their first drive, and Green Bay is back on the field. Straight drop Rodgers. He fires left sideline off the hands of Adams. It was knocked away by the safety, number 30 for the New England Patriots, that being Daron Harmon, the 6-year man out of Rutgers, who had 4 interceptions last year. Struggled to find playing time this year, the New England Patriots safety. Yet he makes a big play early on here in Super Bowl 53. 4:15 to play first quarter. Packers at their own 38 of the right hash with the pistol sets. Nickel defense for the Patriots here in Super Bowl 53. Straight ahead run. Here is Williams, who slips a tackle and is spun down at the 44. It's a gain of 6. And Jamal Williams thrust into the starting lineup with the poor play throughout the playoffs of Ty Montgomery. Aaron Jones expects to have some sort of a contribution today as well, the former 5th-round pick last year out of UTEP. 3rd and 4 for Green Bay. The Packers come into the playoffs ranked 3rd in the league, converting 48% of their 3rd down tries. Offset eye, straight drop Rodgers. He guns it down the field to Trevor Davis. And down he goes with a 41-yard line. Gilmore with the New England tackle. Rodgers with a clinic in the first quarter, throwing the ball over 100 yards and a touchdown for the Packer QB. And a 3rd down conversion as well. The first completion of the ball game to Trevor Davis, 3-year man out of California, who has emerged as one of the top targets for quarterback Aaron Rodgers in the postseason. Handoff to Jones over the left guard, and he is brought to a halt at the 38. It's a gain of 4 to Jones. The tackle by McCourty. Both brothers, Devin McCourty, number 32, and Jason McCourty, number 29, are starters on this Patriots defense. However, as for Jason, he was acquired by way of free agency from the Cleveland Browns. Cobb singled up right, 3 receivers left. We have early movement, first penalty of the ball game. That'll back up the Packers 5.
False start, offense.
Green Bay, the 7-0 lead. Interesting storyline that I will mention here in just a moment about the similarities between these two teams. Ironically, the Patriots and the Packers, albeit the discrepancy in Super Bowl titles, since Rodgers and Brady joined the two clubs. They have much more similarities than many would anticipate on paper. Two tight ends left. Rodgers under center on a 2nd and 11. 2:51 to go first quarter. Another run. Here's Jones, and he is smothered at the 42-yard line as Brown makes the tackle, forcing 3rd and long. All right, the Packers, they've been on a tear here on 3rd down, 2 for 2 just on this drive, as Rodgers and company will need the 31-yard line of the Patriots to move the chains. Charged to 95 with Super Bowl 53. 11 offensive snaps for Green Bay in this quarter, 9 on this possession. Rodgers with a play-action fake. He stands in, rolls left, unloads it deep. And the pass is caught but out of bounds by Geronimo Allison. On the coverage at the sideline for the Patriots, number 25, that is Eric Rowe, the 4-year corner out of Utah, a former 2nd-round pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. This would be a 59-yard field goal try for Crosby, but instead the Packers will punt, as they bring in the rookie from Alabama, the all-time leader in punt yards in Alabama history, that is J.K. Scott. He stands at his own 44-yard line, grabs the belt-high snap, sends it towards the left boundary, and a line drive, and it sails into the end zone. Touchback, just a 22-yard punt for Scott. 2:13 to play first quarter. The similarities between the two go far and wide, as Belichick joined Brady's Patriots as he was the first quarterback that Belichick drafted in his first ever draft in 2000. As for McCarthy, a somewhat similar situation as he joined the Packers in 2006, already inheriting Rodgers, and just like how Belichick a couple of years later moved off of the former starting quarterback, a good one in Drew Bledsoe, equally and maybe even better quarterback in Green Bay, Brett Favre, McCarthy is forced to move off of him in 2008. 7-0 lead. Here's a run to White. He sweeps left and is wrapped up at the 21-yard line. The similarities go beyond that, as Rodgers and McCarthy, similar to Brady and Belichick, they got off to great starts, as Green Bay, throughout the first 4 years, won 42 games in the regular season, 4-2 in the playoffs with a Super Bowl in 2010. The Patriots won 3 Super Bowls in those first 4 years as well, and they were 9-0 in the postseason. So they got off to those great starts. 2nd and 9. Here's a run to White. He breaks one tackle, then is stacked up with a 20. Belted down by Clinton Dix, the safety from Alabama, his second tackle today, and the Green Bay man from Alabama with now 12 tackles in the postseason. With under 2 to go in the first quarter, the Packers lead 7-0. They had those rough middle roads, did the two organizations under Brady, Belichick, and for Green Bay under Rodgers and McCarthy. 3rd and 10. Brady with a play-action fake. He stands in. He's pressured. He's hit as he throws. Caught by Cordero Patterson. And down he goes to the 35-yard line. A gain of 15 to the former Viking on his first catch of the ball game. And the Patriots move the chains quickly with a Jair Alexander tackle. The rookie from Louisville, one of 2 cornerbacks selected for Green Bay in this past year's draft, and they have both made big impacts. Jair Alexander from Louisville and Josh Jackson from Iowa. 1st and 10, Brady flips it quickly left sideline. On a cut, here is Hogan, and he is taken down quickly at the 44-yard line. Green Bay, in less than a minute, scored the game's first point, a 68-yard bomb from Rodgers to Cobb. New England has yet to answer. However, the score remains 7-0, and the Patriots are putting together a pretty solid drive, marching quickly from their own 20 to the 44-yard line. 24 seconds to go first quarter. 2 tight ends right. Brady calls signals, takes the belt high snap, hands it. Here is White outside the tackle, then he is belted down to the 48-yard line, as the stop was made by the safety from North Carolina State, Josh Jones. He also, similar to Stephon Gilmore, has made a huge impact with 3 interceptions in the playoffs. End of the first quarter from Atlanta, Georgia. Super Bowl 53. And we head to the second with the Packers on top of the Patriots 7-0. A rematch of the Super Bowl in 1998. And so far, Green Bay has scored the games first. This is Super Bowl here with Charger 295. Happy Father's Day, folks. Glad you're with us. Just to recap what was a real interesting comparison between the two. Both of these clubs, led by the eras of Belichick, Brady, and McCarthy Rogers. Great starts to their era, had a rough middle stretch, even though quote-unquote rough still means winning football games and having a winning record. And then recently they have really had some postseason success. More for the Patriots, of course, than the Packers. Here's a straight-ahead run to White, and he is spun down to the 49-yard line, a gain of only 3. The Patriots over the last 4 years, a 12-4 season and a Super Bowl win over Seattle. 2015, another 12-4 season, an AFC title loss of 20-18 defeats to the hands of the Denver Broncos. 2016, they went 14-2 and knocked off Atlanta in overtime in Super Bowl 51. And just last year, the loss in the Super Bowl to Philadelphia after a 13-3 season. Handoff to White. He cuts upfield, then is nailed to the 50-yard line. What a hit delivered by the big man up front. That is Mike Daniels, the 7-year man out of Iowa. As we look at the instant replay, he carried White and drove him backwards. What a hit from Daniels. And now the Patriots face a 3rd and 8. It's been a thrilling game so far from Super Bowl 53. Here from Atlanta, Georgia. Early movement as the Packer linebacker, that being Nick Perry, jumped into the neutral zone.
Encroachment defense.
And many may ask, what did the Packers do throughout that similar stint for the Patriots? Well, over the last 3 years, Green Bay, 2016, they went 10-6, but was thumped at Atlanta, 44-21 of the NFC Championship game. 2017, they missed the postseason, but in 2018, here they are back in the Super Bowl after a 10-6 season and rattling off 3 straight road victories in the NFC playoffs. With a big set, here's a run to Rex Burkhead, and he is stacked up short. Mike Daniels makes the tackle again, and the Patriots, off a promising drive, are forced to punt at the Packer 45-yard line as Rex Burkhead, the 6-year man out of Nebraska, has just his first carry of the postseason. They had a slightly thinner Jeremy Hill in the backfield, along with the rookie from Georgia, Sony Michel. From the 42-yard line, here is Allen. He punts it away, angled towards the left boundary, and it's out at the 15-yard line. Super Bowl 53 with the sliders that were in the description of the NFL divisional playoffs. And that featured a terrific game for Green Bay as they completely thumped the Los Angeles Rams. Those are the sliders on all-pro difficulty. 8-minute quarters for the Super Bowl, 7-minute quarters with no runoff for the postseason. I just figured 8 minutes was slightly more realistic. 4-man rush. Rodgers steps up, rolls left, slings it across his body over to Cobb, who makes the over-the-shoulder catch. He's inbounds to the 31-yard line for a strike of 16 from Rodgers. First down, Green Bay. And Randall Cobb has been off to a great start here from the biggest game of the year, as he beat Stephon Gilmore to the right boundary and made a terrific catch. Cobb, the Green Bay 8-year pro by way of Kentucky, 14 catches, 267 yards as well, coming into this game throughout the playoffs. So certainly a great performance for Randall Cobb and a Green Bay offense, 4th in the postseason in yards and 1st in passing. Sweeping run left. Here's Jamal Williams, who breaks a tackle, slips off a 3rd, and is finally ridden out by a Harmon at the 37-yard line. A gain of 6. 5:57 to go here in the first half, Super Bowl 53. The Green Bay offense has been certainly spearheaded by way of quarterback Aaron Rodgers, but the Packers are only 10th out of 12 postseason teams in rushing. They are only averaging, are the Packers, 67 yards per game on the ground. And it all started with Ty Montgomery, who really struggled. Rodgers steps up, swings it to right flat over to Williams, and he crawls ahead of the 42-yard line. The Packers are just making more plays early in open space than New England, as they have chewed up the clock. They've controlled the football as well. Green Bay is near the midfield stripe early in the second quarter. And as we transition more and more towards halftime here at the Super Bowl, one of the big storylines brewing here from Atlanta has to be the time of possession in heavy favor of the Green Bay Packers. Shotgun snap. Rodgers looks yet again, steps up, wings it to the right flat. Here is Adams, who makes the helmet-eye catch and rumbles out to the 43 of New England. Rodgers beginning the ball game 7 for 9 with a touchdown toss, as he's put together a solid performance today And Green Bay is on the move once more. 5:11 to go in the opening half. Green Bay marching down the field from their own 20 to the New England 43-yard line. Chargers do 95, Super Bowl 53. The Packers lead the Patriots 7-0. Straight drop. Rodgers flips it too strong and incomplete, intended on a hitch for Jimmy Graham. And that stops the clock with 5 minutes to go in the opening half for a Patriots offense. So far in this first half, they've just not found their mojo. However, the Patriots defense has picked up the slack just like a majority of the postseason. They have just done a fantastic job of limiting the scoring chances for their opponents. 2nd and 10, a run to Jones. He squirts over a small hole and is taken down at the 41-yard line for a gain of 2. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Green Bay Packers. A Packers football team that has been snake bit in huge games over the era of Mike McCarthy. They have, since McCarthy joined the program in 2006, they have 3 overtime losses in the playoffs. 3rd and 8, Rodgers calls signals, takes the helmet high snap, fakes the handoff, looks, throws down the left sideline, tipped and nearly intercepted. Converging for the pass deflection for New England, the 3-year backer from Houston, Elandon Roberts, number 52, as you see, with his first pass deflection of the ball game. That pass was thrown into quadruple coverage. The first one there was Roberts on the toss intended for Geronimo Allison. And now the Packers bring in the punt unit with 4:25 to play in the first half. Rodgers orchestrating another solid drive, but failing to score. Scott sends it into the end zone. Just a 21-yard punt. As you add in some of the poorest possessions of plus territory for Green Bay and then the punting for J.K. Scott, the Packers have given up some very good opportunities here to at least, if not score, send the Patriots deep into their own end. Instead, New England begins this drive at their own 20-yard line. And here on this Father's Day, 4:20 to go in the first half. Green Bay leading 7-0 in the Super Bowl. No need for the NBA Finals Game 7 as it would have been played today. Let's have the Super Bowl instead between two teams that likely will play. Brady unloads, and that pass is incomplete. I did simulate the playoffs in exhibition mode every game, and this is in exhibition mode as well. Thank you, Charizard Ranger, for the question. Make sure to add on more if you indeed are curious. And the comment board of this live stream below with 4:13 to go in the half. New England on the move down 7-0. Brady fires down the field. And there was some miscommunication down the right seam there as Tramon Williams was covering. And the Patriots are forced with a 3rd and 10. Ironically, the New England offense has been a liability in this half as New England made some wholesale changes themselves throughout the offseason. And the most notable ones releasing Martellus Bennett, Malcolm Butler, who was benched in the Super Bowl, Danny Amendola, Deion Lewis, now with Tennessee, left tackle Nate Solder, now with the Giants, and Jonathan Batamosi to free agency. They did acquire some players as Edelman makes the catch. He's across the 50 and is ridden down to the 40-yard line. A catch of 40 yards for Julian Edelman, who was injured all of last year. First down, Patriots. Julian Edelman out of Kent State, a former college quarterback selected in the 7th round back in 2009. And after the injury, he was humbled. He was very much irritated with the way the Patriots faltered in the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl, but more than anything, that he couldn't have made any impact in that game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Brady calls signals and takes the snap, hands it. Here's White, who reverses field and motors back to the line. White with 20 yards on 8 carries as we see Jair Alexander making a pretty solid impact. The rookie out of Louisville, who was highly touted coming out of college and now has been put in a position to start right away for the Green Bay Packers, and he has not disappointed as Alexander joins the number 1 cornerback in Tramon Williams. Early movements and a false start on the Patriots.
False start, offense.
New England rattled off victories in the playoffs over Baltimore in the divisional round and Jacksonville in the AFC Championship to reach this game today. Green Bay a tougher path, 3 consecutive victories on the road to reach the Super Bowl. And now the 12-4 Patriots find themselves down Down the stretch of this first half, it's the longest time they have trailed in the AFC playoffs. 2nd and 15 as Brady waits from the 45. Takes the shotgun snap, hands it to White. He has a bit of a hole, and James White is walloped at the 41-yard line. A gain of 4. White averaging just under 3 yards a carry as Josh Jones makes the stop for Green Bay. And now the Patriots face a 3rd and long. Ironically, Green Bay's defense has been stout this year, especially against the run, where they rank 3rd in the postseason, allowing less than 60 yards rushing per game. 3rd and long for the Patriots. Brady looks to throw. He stands in the pocket, slings it underneath to Sony Michel, the 3rd down tailback, and he motors to the 34-yard line. A gain of 7 with a lead at 11, and the Patriots, scoreless down the stretch of this first half, may be forced to settle for the field goal. And from here, this would be a 51-yard try for Stephen Gostkowski, the 13-year kicker from Memphis. He has been outstanding in the playoffs, 6 of 7 in the postseason, with field goals and a long of 52. This would be from 51. Hoyer puts it down, and the kick is short. No good. We also have an injury on the field with 2:10 left to go in the half. Gostkowski left it just a few feet short, and the Patriots remain scoreless with just over 2 minutes left to go in the half. New England under Bill Belichick is 5-3 in Super Bowls, most notably last year's loss to the hands of Philadelphia. But the Patriots have put together their fair share of incredible victories. It all started in 2001, and the Patriots dispatched the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams at the time, on a last-second field goal for Vinatieri. The Patriots continued their run with victories in the Super Bowl over the Carolina Panthers, and also knocked off the Eagles in 2004. A couple of losses to the Giants rattled that postseason stretch before victories over Seattle in 2014, overtime over Atlanta in 2016, and then that defeat to Philadelphia last year, which certainly brings all sorts of happiness and cheer to all of the fans from the Northeast. It seemed there were so many Philadelphia Eagles fans in that last year's Super Bowl. Rodgers dances to the pocket and finds Graham, who runs out after just a 3-yard game. Packers jumped out to the early lead less than 60 seconds into the contest with a Rodgers to Cobb touchdown connection. They lead at 7-0. And now Green Bay is looking to respond after a couple of terrific possessions by their defense. 2 minutes to play in the first half. The score remains 7-0. Hard to believe that after that long ball from Graham, neither club has scored since. And now Green Bay may have one last-ditch effort here before the end of the half. Let's take a look at the score by quarter. Green Bay jumped out to the early lead, but as mentioned, nothing on offense has happened since. And it should be noted that New England will receive the ball to begin the third quarter. The run for the Patriots has been outstanding. They have an NFL record, 16 straight seasons with 10 or more wins, and a first-place finish in the AFC East 15 of those 16 years. So it certainly helps that they're in, no question, the worst division over that stretch in football. Rodgers a deep drop, overload blitz left, he rolls right, Rodgers fires, and the pass is incomplete. 8 of 13, 142 yards and a touchdown. But of the 142, 68 of those happen on one play to that man, Randall Cobb, the longtime veteran by way of Kentucky. First down make for the Packers, who are nearly 50% on third down throughout the playoffs, is at the New England 49-yard line. Allison at the left slot, the wideout by way of Illinois in his 4th season. He's had a great playoff. 3rd and 7, pistol snap. Rodgers rolls light. He looks. He's rushed from Hightower. He'll tuck it and run, but scampers out of the 45. Rodgers has averaged over 10 yards a carry in the playoffs, but here he is with just a 1-yard run. And Green Bay falters on a 3rd down and 7. And now Green Bay brings out J.K. Scott again. That gives the Patriots a chance to score before the half ends, as the rookie from Alabama is set to grab the snap at his own 31-yard line. Glad you're with us. Chargers football presented by Charger 295. As Scott grabs the belt-high snap, skies it towards the left boundary. This is a Coughlin corner punt as it lands down to the 14-yard line. Outstanding effort for Scott. A 5th-round selection that was certainly grabbed by its fair share of criticism. Being drafted that high, was a punter for Green Bay when they had other issues, but they decided to grab the best punter, in my opinion, in the draft, in J.K. Scott. I'm a bit biased because I am an Alabama fan. Roll Tide. However, Green Bay got a good one in Scott. He is averaging 49 yards a punt in the playoffs. 1st and 10, no flag despite early movement up front. Brady takes the snap, flips it left sideline to an over-the-shoulder catch made by Chris Hogan. He's out of the 21 for a gain of 7. Hogan with 3 catches today. He had 4 coming in with 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the most notable one was that long bomb against Jacksonville to give the Patriots the tie, and they would yet from there never give up the lead in that game against the Jaguars. They're down 7-0 down the stretch of this half here. 2nd and 4. Brady's throw. It's a lob to the right sideline to the toe-tapping Hogan. He makes the catch but is short of the first down line. 3rd and inches. The Patriots are 50% on 3rd downs in the playoffs, despite going 2 of 7 last week. Straight drop Brady, looking, throws, it's caught on a dump off from White. He spins across the 40-yard line and surges to the 41. A 17-yard catch and run for James White on just his 4th playoff catch. And now the Patriots run up on the ball quickly to no huddle. 67 seconds to go in the half. Brady dances and yet again flips it to White, and he's wrestled down by Martinez at the 41-yard line. A gain of 12 on the throw from Brady to White, and New England moves the chains with 1:01 to go in the half. This is Super Bowl 53 right here with Charger Dude 95. Mike McCarthy looking on from the sideline. The Packer head coach in his 13th season with Green Bay. He has won 63.5% of his regular season games. So a very incredible record, even despite that 7-9 campaign last year. McCarthy has been great in the regular season, but 13-8 in the playoffs. That's all. And 10-8 before this most recent playoff run. So he has faced his struggles on the game's biggest stage. 1st and 10, Burkhead in the game with a 2x2. Brady takes the belt high snap again, steps up and slings it right sideline to Burkhead, who makes an over-the-shoulder catch and is taken down to the 44, a gain of 5. 7-0 lead for Green Bay as Belichick burns the timeout, his second. The Patriot head coach Bill Belichick, he is 66 years old and going to be 67 after Super Bowl 53. So age is becoming a factor for his main quarterback and also himself. Belichick is being rumored as this being arguably one of his last seasons, if not his last, the 2018 year, as Belichick not only is in his 24th season with the NFL, but what will age you more than anything is those first 5 years he spent with the Cleveland Browns. 2nd and 5 from the 44, the nickel. Brady takes the shotgun snap. He looks with plenty of time, fires over the middle to Chris Hogan. On a crossing route, he reaches the 24-yard line. Lassoed down by way of Kevin King, the second-year corner from Washington. Chris Hogan with a clinic in the first half here from Atlanta. However, the Patriots are slow to get back on the football. Just 33 seconds left and a turning clock. 30, 29, 28. Patriots on the ball. Brady takes the snap. 25 seconds left in the half. He drops. He rolls. He's hit as he throws. A helmet-high catch made by Hogan. And he takes a tumble to the 19-yard line. Patriots holding on to that last timeout. No huddle with 13, with 12, with 11. Brady takes the snap, looks down the field. He has plenty of time, unloads into the end zone. Patterson makes the catch, but he's out of bounds. Incomplete. A missed opportunity for the Patriots. Now with 6 seconds left in the half, it's a compelling storyline. Do you decide to go for a touchdown here or settle for a Gostowski field goal? New England elects to bring out the special teams group. It's a good decision. A 36-yard field goal try for Gostowski to give their Patriots the first points of the ball game. Out of the hold from Hoyer, the kick from Gostowski is right down Broadway. And New England is on the board with just 2 seconds to go in the half. Green Bay 7, New England 3. Down the stretch of the first half from the Super Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia. These are the up-to-date, up-to-the-second rosters of the two franchises, the Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots, who have both made some relatively radical changes throughout the offseason, but the notable changes occurred in Foxborough, Massachusetts, where the Patriots, they certainly delivered on the promise of return to the Super Bowl, as they were just moments away from knocking out the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a back-and-forth game, and Brady and company had a chance to take the late lead before the quarterback fumbled the football, and Philadelphia closed it out from there. They look to get back and win the game, but trail by 4 down the stretch. The kickoff from Gostowski. It's run back by Trevor Davis with a convoy. He crossed the 20 over the numbers, and he shimmies to the 28-yard line. We have played 16 minutes of football here from Atlanta. Green Bay, in less than 60 seconds, took the lead on a 68-yard bomb from Aaron Rodgers to Randall Cobb. And now, as we head to the halftime break, the Packers lead the Patriots in a slugfest from Atlanta. The score is Green Bay 7 and New England 3. This is the Super Bowl presented by Charger Dude 95. And as we take a quick look at the highlights, Randall Cobb, he was the one that got off to the great start by scoring the touchdown for the Packers. A long ball to Julian Edelman of 40 yards was certainly in a position where the New England Patriots to score a touchdown. But as we see late in the second quarter, James White making a fantastic grab. The Patriots, off of numerous drives in plus territory, are only able to get 3 points out of it, but do receive the ball to begin the third quarter. Green Bay 7 and New England 3 as the two teams ready for the start of the second half. It was a relatively fast first half, as the two offenses, albeit did not score many points, they did have relatively methodical drives, and Green Bay holds a 4-point edge. First half summary, and Randall Cobb with a 68-yard catch and run from Rodgers took the 7-0 lead. The Patriots needed 16 full minutes before scoring their only points of the half on a 36-yard field goal from Stephen Gostowski, who was now 7 of 8 in the playoffs on field goals. And now Mason Crosby sends it away to begin the third quarter. End over end, taken by Patterson. He'll run it out across the 20. He finds a small seam and spins his way to the 28-yard line. And that is where New England begins their first drive of the third quarter. The Packers 7 and the Patriots 3 as Tom Brady returns to the field. The star quarterback from Michigan, overall pick number 199, selected in the 2000 NFL Draft. And throughout that Brady 6, the 6 quarterbacks that were selected in that draft, all ahead of Tom Brady, he was talking about on NFL Network and some others just about the struggles of being selected that late and the emotions behind it. It was a very tumultuous experience for Brady, and he just, with all sorts of confidence, said that they will not regret selecting him as Brady finds Edelman, who turns the corner, yet runs out of the 43-yard line. An explosive gain of 15 yards to Edelman, the former quarterback of Kent State. And now the Patriots are out to the 43-yard line. Edelman is second catch of the ball game. New England is coming out led by Tom Brady, and they are going to the air very quickly. But Tom Brady, to his credit, he came out in that first offseason and said, there would be no doubt that you guys made the right decision by selecting me. Here's James White on the run. He gets a downfield block across the 50 and is spun down to the 45-yard line. 2 quick plays and 2 quick first downs for New England as the Patriots come out like gangbusters here in this third quarter. A strong start for the Patriots offense. James White, in his 5th season out of Wisconsin, he is not a very flashy running back. He is certainly not the most explosive player on this football field even today. Yet White has made a pretty solid impact, averaging 4 yards a carry in the playoffs and almost an equal contribution here. It's quiet, but it's productive. And the Super Bowl here from Atlanta. From the 45, third play of the drive. Here's a run to White over the left guard. He plunges ahead to the 42, crawling ahead for 3 with a tackle made by Mike Daniels. 7-3 lead for Green Bay. The touchdown, a 68-yard strike from Aaron Rodgers to Randall Cobb. As Overkill's 25 mentions, it was a beauty, and it certainly was. First down make is at the 35-yard line. New England just a field goal in the first half. They've been averaging nearly 17 points a game in the playoffs. Brady drops the throw and loads down the field to the open Hollister. He spins to the 20 and is down to the 12. What a catch on his first reception of the playoffs, a 30-yard bomb to Jacob Hollister, of all players, moves the chains for the Patriots. If you have seen the Super Bowl at all, if there is one storyline that you will notice on an annual basis, some of those no-name players make a big impact. Brady throws over the middle to Edelman, and he takes a tumble to the 5-yard line, and now we have an injury on the field with 6:05 to go in the third quarter. The Patriots, in just about 2 minutes, have marched from their own 28 to the Green Bay 5 on a marvelous effort, largely delivered by way of quarterback Tom Brady. What a performance so far for the New England Patriots, who have knocked off the likes of Baltimore and Jacksonville to reach this game of the AFC playoffs. Green Bay, as the number 5 seed in the NFC, knocked off Minnesota on a last-second touchdown from Rodgers to Adams in the NFC wildcard playoffs. Still, they were projected to have no shot to beat the Rams in the divisional round, but the loaded Rams were blown out in Los Angeles in that divisional playoff. Then in overtime, the Packers knocked off the New Orleans Saints. A run to White, and he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. And New England has reclaimed the lead here in the third quarter from Atlanta. A 5-yard touchdown burst from James White as the Patriots reclaim the lead. They have yet to trail in the second half of the NFL playoffs until now, when they needed that long march. It's a 72-yard drive for the Patriots. And now they'll bring out, will New England, the extra point unit, as Gostowski checks in and Brian Hoyer will put it down. The Super Bowl 53, the Patriots and the Packers, a good game so far, as Gostowski knocks down the PAT, 6 plays, 71 yards, in just a bit under 2 minutes for the Patriots. Green Bay shell-shocked, a defense that has been marvelous in the postseason. They yielded only 9 points to Minnesota, only 10 to Los Angeles, and just 13 against the New Orleans Saints in overtime. But they give up a long drive to the Patriots. Back and forth we go here from Atlanta. The Patriots 10 and the Green Bay Packers 7. And this is a good opportunity here on this Father's Day to thank all of the fine folks who have been involved throughout this wild ride, represented by Charger Dude 95, as Trevor Davis is running around in his own end zone, ready to receive the kickoff from Stephen Gostowski, the kicker for the Patriots by way of Memphis. Now in his 13th season, he sends it into the end zone for Davis. He'll run it out with a convoy to the 10, and he springs ahead to the 25-yard line. New kickoff rules as well in the NFL. You can't have that type of a convoy, as we will, I'm sure, see at the highly anticipated reveal of Madden 2019. Aaron Rodgers, 8 of 13, 142 yards and a touchdown today. What has been a great game. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. We're in for a thrilling second half between two of the great quarterbacks in the NFL, New England's Tom Brady and Green Bay's Aaron Rodgers. And ironically, two of the premier franchises in the NFL have been spearheaded in two of the smallest cities in pro football, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Foxborough, Massachusetts. Certainly in the vicinities of bigger markets. First and 10 Packers, down a field goal early the third. They begin the drive at their own 26-yard line. It's a single back run. Here's Williams, who's loose across the 30. And Jamal Williams with a huge run of 16. It's a burst down to the 41-yard line. Only his 5th carry of the ball game, as Gilmore stops Williams off the 16-yard gash. It's a Green Bay first down. And a terrific way to begin the third quarter as well for the members of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Rodgers under center with 3 tight ends. A play-action fake. He looks down the field. He scampers to the left. He'll tuck it and run. Here's Rodgers, and he is ducked down to the 48-yard line. A gain of 11, and Hightower making the hit, but Green Bay moves the chains again. A drive very similar to the one against Green Bay's defense on the last drive. The Patriots got a couple first downs early, and now, as we continue the third quarter here from Atlanta, Green Bay looking to reclaim the lead. The Packers have not scored since the first minute of the ballgame on a 68-yard bomb from Rodgers to Cobb. 10-7 lead for the Patriots. Packers their third play of this drive. Rodgers' hands, sweeping left here is Williams. and he's wrapped up at the 46-yard line. Charizard Ranger talking about the new kickoff rule changes. I think it's certainly a great and safe way to keep the kickoff going, because I was looking at the different numbers about the kickoffs, and ironically, not only is it the most dangerous play in football, the kickoff by far and away leading all plays in concussion, as Rodgers throws down the right sideline to Randall Cobb, and he takes a tumble to the 39-yard line with a Gilmore tackle. It's a gain of 8. Cobb making some big catches for the Green Bay Packers as they trail 10-7 here midway through the third quarter. It's a dangerous play, the kickoff is, and to me, for the most part, it's not a very exciting play because, about 6 or 7 times out of 10, it's a touchback. Most of the returns are stopped at around the 20 or 25-yard line, so there certainly isn't that much of a difference throughout normal kickoffs. It's a single back run. Here's Jones, who picks up the first down, cuts outside to the 40, and it is down to the 31-yard line with a Jones tackle. It's a gain of 9 for Aaron Jones, Green Bay's second-year runner from Texas, El Paso, as the Packers are in a position to reclaim the lead. But just to recap, the kickoff change is ruled. I love it because it keeps the kickoff going, even though it's not super exciting. And now with that difference in the convoy, maybe it might change the way returns are placed, as Rodgers finds Scantling. And the rookie is down at the 19-yard line. A 12-yard toss. The first catch of the ball game from Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Green Bay's first-year receiver from South Florida. It's his first catch of the playoffs after having a huge impact throughout his terrific career at South Florida out of the American Athletic Conference. Green Bay in the red zone. A run to Williams, and it goes nowhere. He's stacked up at the 21-yard line as Kyle Van Noy converges on the tackle, along with Dante Hightower, the star backer for the New England Patriots by way of Alabama in his 7th season in the league. Green Bay has marched from their own 28 to the New England 21-yard line. Packers can tie the game with a field goal and take the lead with a touchdown here late in the third quarter. 3 receivers spread left. Rodgers waits, takes the shotgun snap, hands to Jones, and he slips a tackle and surges down to the 11-yard line. Aaron Jones with a gain of 10. The difference between Ty Montgomery and both Jones and also Williams has been enormous for the Packers. A run game that has put together a run game here in the Super Bowl that has been outstanding throughout the third quarter at least. 3rd and 2. High formation. Rodgers fakes the handoff. Looks. Plenty of time. Rolls right. He dumps it off to an open Ripkowski. The tight end has the first down and rumbles to the 4. It's a gain of 7 to the fullback. Green Bay's Aaron Ripkowski, a 6th-round pick from Oklahoma in 2015. And it's also his first catch of the postseason. A couple of debut performances for Ripkowski and Valdez-Scantling on an outstanding drive for Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay offense, 1st and goal at the Patriots 4. And early movement will back up this offense 5 yards.
False start, offense.
Packers scored on the first minute of the first half on a long ball from Rodgers to Cobb, and after a plethora of punts, New England scored a field goal on the last minute of the first half on a Gostowski 36-yard field goal. Then New England opened up the third quarter. They received the football and marched 71 yards in 6 plays, scoring on the touchdown for the Patriots by way of James White. Green Bay is back inside the red zone at the 9-yard line. First red zone trip of the third quarter, however, for the Packers as Allison wanders. Rodgers looks, rolling right. He dances in the pocket. He'll tuck it, he'll run, and Rodgers crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Green Bay. Back and forth we go here from Super Bowl 53 as both offenses march the length of the field. It's a James White touchdown run on one end and a 9-yard scoring scamper from the quarterback Aaron Rodgers on the other. And now the extra point from Mason Crosby. It'll be held from Hundley, and that kick is good. Green Bay 14 and New England 10. How about 10 plays and 82 yards for the Packers? and they overcame a penalty on a first and goal as well on a false start. So this has been a great football game from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. The Packers 14 and the Patriots 10. Is this quarterback Tom Brady's last season? I disagree. I think that Brady will, he has mentioned playing through the age of 45. Brady talked earlier today, in fact, a storyline was out about whether Brady believes that he'll go much farther into his 40s, and he said the end is near, which is a very interesting thing to say after all of the drama surrounding Belichick and the Patriots. As Crosby's kickoff sails into the end zone, return from Slater. He crosses the 10 as a convoy to the 20 and spins his way to the 25-yard line. As that return sets up the Patriots down by 4 down the stretch of the third quarter with a long field to go led by quarterback Tom Brady. Let's look at Rex Burkhead today. Of all players to look at the stats, no, not Brady, no, not any of the star receivers. How about Rex Burkhead? I don't understand it, but one of the big storylines today, 0 catches for the star tight end from Arizona, Rob Gronkowski. He had 9 receptions in 2 playoff games coming into this contest today. Rob Gronkowski is healthy. As you see, he is in the tight 3-receiver set to the left-hand side, just in front of Hogan. First and 10, Brady scans the field. He slings it down the left sideline. There's Gronkowski who makes the catch and is tripped up at the 47-yard line. As Clinton Dix saves the touchdown. It's a gain of 22 from Brady to Gronkowski. That does not look like a passer that is in his final game of his NFL career. I believe that he plays this 2018 season and does lead the Patriots to the Super Bowl. I think the Patriots will wind up losing this Super Bowl as well. Whether they play the Green Bay Packers, I think that is a whole lot more unlikely. I think that it's very likely the Packers make the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers wins NFL Sim MVP of the season. I think that is likely. But winning 3 games on the road, I just don't see it happening as Brady's throws incomplete. I think the quarterback of New England, Tom Brady, he wins the Super Bowl. He wins 5 Super Bowls. He loses 3. I think he loses a 4th this coming year. I think he has 3 more years after that. So he plays at age 42, 43, 44, and 45. So he's got 4 years left until the 2021 season. Then I think that is it. Brady hands over the left guard. Here's White over the 50, and he surges at the 49-yard line. White 13 carries, 49 yards, and a touchdown as Martinez makes the stop. Less than a minute left to go in the third quarter. 14-10 lead for Green Bay. You won't want to miss the end of this game, but it will also be available on YouTube as soon as this live stream is over, and I will make a highlight show after this week recapping the season for the winner of the Super Bowl. The pass is knocked up in the air and incomplete. And I want to give all of you guys a very interesting and very exciting video series. I also have another video series. I just thought about it. Another video series is coming to Charger 295. It's just a one-time deal, but it will be incredibly interesting. And it's not a dream season deal. It's not another simulation. It's not another season deal as we see here for all 32 teams. It's something different. I'll get to it as Allen's punt is out of the 32-yard line. And I will display that series in the early going of the fourth quarter. I'd like to see how the end of this third goes. Prediction about the Eagles' record next year. The NFL Sim, the regular season recap video, can be seen on this channel. It was just 2 months ago about all of the playoff teams and their record. The worst team in the NFL, I think, will be the New York Jets. Even though I love Sam Darnold, he's going to be a great quarterback. First and 10, Green Bay, the play action fake. Rodgers, a tunnel screen to Cobb. He has a block to the 40. He remains on the sideline and is escorted out at the 46. 106 yards receiving for Randall Cobb today as the Packers are yet again near plus territory down the stretch of the third quarter. Outstanding performance for Randall Cobb, the 8-year wide receiver by way of Kentucky, and his playoffs has overall been outstanding. If the Packers win, Aaron Rodgers would certainly have votes for MVP, but maybe the Super Bowl most valuable player goes to Randall Cobb, who has over 100 yards. Green Bay with 7 yards fewer than New England, but I think Philadelphia by my regular season prediction, goes 12-4, similar to the Rams. Los Angeles receives the nod over Philadelphia for the number 1 seed. Rodgers will tuck it and run, and he sweeps to the left side, wrapped up by Roberts at the 50-yard line. We head to the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 53. The Packers down to the lead the Patriots, 14-10. This is the Super Bowl with Charger 295. Welcome back. Super Bowl 53. We are in the fourth quarter as Green Bay leads New England 14-10. Now the Packers begin this fourth quarter at their own 50-yard line. I will present that pretty interesting new video that I'll be posting in just a moment, but I thank all of you who joined me for the Super Bowl simulation between the Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots. Tight 2-by-2. Rodgers hands it to Jamal Williams. He breaks free to the 40, 35-30, and Gilmore saves the touchdown as he tackles Williams at the 22-yard line for a gain of 28. And a great way to begin the fourth quarter for Green Bay. Bill Belichick can't believe it. His defense gives up another long run. And now for Jamal Williams, that's over 50 yards rushing for the outstanding second-year tailback by way of BYU. A better performance than even last week in overtime against the New Orleans Saints. This is the culmination of the NFL Sim Series as Green Bay, the number 5 seed in the NFC, and the number 1 seed in New England Patriots out of the AFC in Super Bowl 53. Rodgers rolls and is wrapped up in the backfield. The sack by Marcus Flowers back at the 32-yard line. A loss of 10 and the first sack of the ball game for either defense. And Aaron Rodgers, who had been on a roll before that takedown, is backed up to the 32-yard line. Crosby, this would be a 49-yard field goal effort, so at least they want to get some positive momentum going here. Lewis and Graham are the 2 tight ends left. Cobb and Adams, the 2 wideouts to the right. 2nd and 20, handoff to Williams. He slashes outside of the 30 and cuts ahead to the 23-yard line. A strong gain of 9 for Jamal Williams, who has been a bell cow for the Green Bay Packers today. Under 7 minutes left to go in the ball game. Super Bowl 53, the Patriots and the Packers. With the most up-to-date rosters, Green Bay defied all odds, going 7-9 last year, and just 12 months later in the Super Bowl here from Atlanta. 3rd and 11. Rodgers, the play-action fake. He scans the field, steps up, throws end zone. Intercepted by McCourty. He'll take it out to the 10, and he returns to the 18-yard line. Devin McCourty steps in front of the pass from Brady, and it's the first interception of the ball game. It was a dangerous throw and a turnover. Okay. I don't know if you heard, but we're having a barbecue today. And that's Father's Day, folks. And you could have a barbecue. You could have all sorts of gifts for your dad, what have you, some special occasions. Go out and celebrate. No better occasion than the next 6:20 of this football game here. The Super Bowl here from Atlanta. Green Bay 14, New England 10. And now the Patriots take over off the interception taken away by Devin McCourty, the 9-year man from Rutgers, his 2nd INT of the playoffs. And a New England defense with takeaways galore in the playoffs makes another one here in Super Bowl 53. Brady fires over the middle to Hogan. He turns the corner and is stripped up to the 40-yard line by Jones. We've got a great game between 2 outstanding quarterbacks and 2 terrific football teams. The Patriots with Chris Hogan, now with 7 catches and 74 yards, and the Green Bay Packers with their star receiver as well, and Randall Cobb. Yardage battle, 1 yard in favor of Green Bay. It's just a great football game. 1st and 10, Patriots tight to the line to the 40-yard line. A high snap. Brady fakes the handoff and looks down the field. He sets his feet. He's scanning. He guns it down the left sideline. The pass is caught but out of bounds. At time by Chris Hogan, number 15. Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the starter is Alex Smith, was traded in favor of Rashad Breeland of Washington and a draft pick. I think Mahomes, who is a great quarterback, I forget how many touchdowns the sim predicted. I'd say he throws about 22. Not a great amount, but certainly enough. The second-year man from Texas Tech. Deep drop Brady, a four-man rush. Flips it short, tips off the hands of both Green Bay and New England. And it's incomplete. Knocked away in the secondary by number 35 of the Packers. That being, looks to be Josh Jackson. That appears to be the rookie from Iowa. And it brings up 3rd and 10 for New England. What a football game here for Super Bowl 53. Just a secret, I simulated this game earlier in the week, and it was a far different result. 3rd and 10, Brady drops the throw with a four-man rush. Pressure from the corner. He unloads down the left sideline to Patterson. And he's spun out of the 36-yard line for a pickup of 24. First down, New England. I was afraid in doing this one-stop shop Super Bowl, I would not do another remake. This would be it. This determines right here. I did one game for everything. Who will win Super Bowl 53? But in preparing for this game, I saw that this might be a blowout in favor of one team. Brady throws to an open Patterson again. And he's down to the 15-yard line for a gain of 22. I will disclose what team won the first simulation. Again, I didn't even simulate to the end. It just simulated the first couple minutes, and it turned out to be a pretty big blowout even after those first couple minutes. But New England is back in the red zone to the 15-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go in the game. Both offenses traded touchdowns to begin the third quarter. Then Brady threw an interception. Packers couldn't do much. Here's Ryan to the run, and he has stood up at the 15-yard line to run for no gain. But now New England is back in position to reclaim the lead at the 15-yard line of Green Bay. 2nd and 10 coming up. Kirk Cousins going to Minnesota. It's certainly the move that gives the Vikings the edge over Green Bay. As presented in the simulation, I think they win the division in the NFC North and will receive the number 4 seed, Green Bay the number 5. 2nd and 10, Brady hands to Rex Burkhead. He slashes left side across the 15 and is slammed down to the 10. A 5-yard gain with Burks on the tackle. The rookie linebacker by way of Vanderbilt, their 3rd round selection. The Packers with some gems in the draft they selected in the first 3 rounds. The first was Jair Alexander from Louisville at cornerback. Safety from Iowa, Josh Jackson. And here is the first tackle of the game for Green Bay's linebacker. A man that expects to have a pretty solid contribution this year as a false start. Committed against the Patriots. Will back him over to the 15-yard line. But Oren Burks, not many tackles in this postseason, but he certainly has the size and athleticism to make a big impact for the Packers this year. But yes, I think Minnesota wins that division. 3rd down and 10. Patriots down 4 halfway through the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. Jordan Matthews, 5-year man from Vanderbilt, is at the right slot. 3 receivers. Brady looks down the field. He is pressured. He's hit as he throws. Caught by Julian Edelman. And down he goes at the 2-yard line. A gain of 13 yards delivered by Tom Brady. 1st and goal, Patriots. Terrific performance today for the Patriots through the air. New England ranked 6th in the postseason in passing at 187 yards per game through the air. They have nearly double their average in this game. Burkhead the tailback. 1st and goal from the 2. They hand off to Burkhead. And he's stacked up at the 1. A touchdown-saving tackle for Green Bay by way of Mbu. 2nd and goal from the 1 under 3 to go here in the ball game. Browns are going to go 5-11. I can already count on it. Hugh Jackson, a coach that shouldn't have gotten re-signed. 2nd and goal from the 1. Patriots knocking on the door of a go-ahead touchdown here late in the 4th quarter. Brady under center. Hands to Rex Burkhead. He is slammed by Perry, but crosses the goal line anyway. Touchdown, Patriots. A fantastic drive for New England, capped off by Rex Burkhead with his first touchdown of the season. And New England has reclaimed the lead. Brady is trying to do what he couldn't against the Eagles, but this play is under further review as we go into the booth. As we look at the instant replay, it appears that he just got enough to cross the goal line. We're not getting a great angle by any of these spots. And here's the call. It's overturned. 3rd and goal coming up at the 1. This is the first time that I'm going, as Green Bay is celebrating. Let's go to the instant replay. It's the only time I'm doing this. Instant replay here from the live stream. Oh, look. Okay, here we go. It does appear that I am getting video for this play. It was saying momentarily I wasn't. Here is Rex Burkhead. His run was stopped short by Perry, and under further review, it does appear that he was indeed short of the goal line, as Burkhead took a major collision from one Nick Perry. As we see here on a second angle, first of all, Rex Burkhead has been a bell cow in the 4th quarter for the Patriots for some reason, maybe one of the injuries, but indeed he was stopped short. A terrific drive for the Patriots. New England looking to convert this possession with a touchdown. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Brady under center. James White returns at tailback. Goal line set. It's a handoff to White, and he is smoked for loss. The Packers saw it coming, and number 94, Dwight Lowry, makes the stop back at the 5. And now we have reached the 2-minute warning from Atlanta. All right, Lowry jumped right over the Patriot right guard, Thuney, and got into the backfield. Dean Lowry, the 3-year man out of Northwestern, makes the tackle for the Green Bay Packers. After a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line, Patriots moved ahead to the 1. Then the review reversed the touchdown to the 2nd and goal, and then Lowry makes the important stop on a 3rd and goal at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta. 2 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Crowd on its feet. There is some energy all over the building. 4th and goal, Patriots. They will be going for it here down the stretch. An offense that has been stellar all season. They need 5 yards here. New England spreads it out. 3 receivers. Brady and company against the Green Bay defense playing well. He takes the snap, looks end zone, throws. Intercepted by Martinez. He'll bring it out to the 10. It is wrapped up at the 11-yard line. Blake Martinez off the deflection makes the interception, and Brady, with a rare turnover today, gives it back over to the Packers with under 2 minutes to go in the game. The pass was intended for a relatively quiet Rob Gronkowski, who has struggled seemingly the entire game. And now Rodgers steps back onto the field, throwing 12 of 18, 184 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. After a terrific play made by McCourty one way for New England, it's Martinez who saves the day for the Packer defense. The linebacker by way of Stanford with his first postseason interception. Now with 3 timeouts on both sides, we should see some clock stopping. We should see some runs and plenty of opportunities for the Patriots to get off the field. Here's a run to Williams, and he is wrapped up right away. The tackle made by Trey Flowers, the 4-year man out of Arkansas, and now Belichick uses the first timeout. Shades of Super Bowl 52, where the Patriots cannot take the lead late in the 4th quarter. Last year against Philadelphia, this year against Green Bay. The Packers are 1 first down away from a thrilling victory here in Super Bowl 53. But Green Bay has struggled seemingly its entire franchise on rushing the football. The Packers in the postseason 10th in the NFL in rushing, just 67 yards per game on the ground. And now with a change at tailback, no time Montgomery, they need 10 yards to win the game. 2nd and 10. Cobb in motion. Rodgers with a handoff to Williams, and he's stacked up again, this time by Danny Shelton. 2 runs that go nowhere. And a timeout is called. And you see Flowers, he is just laying there on the field. But a timeout is called, there's seconds. What a game. 3rd and 11 coming up here from a jam-packed Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Green Bay 14, New England 10. The defenses have played incredibly well today. The Packers can win the game with a first down here. It would be a huge gamble for Mike McCarthy to throw the football and give New England a timeout to save in their back pocket, but that would certainly give the Packers a chance. High drama here from Atlanta. 1:46 to go in the fourth quarter. I can barely contain myself. 3rd down and a long 10. Rodgers slowly walks under center. 2 tight ends left. It looks like a running formation for Green Bay. Ripkowski, the fullback. Hand off to Williams, and that didn't stand a chance. 3 quick plays made by the New England defense, and a timeout is called with 1:42 left. The game comes down to this. Super Bowl 53 as New England is out of timeouts. It's the biggest game of the year and the biggest 2 minutes of the season for the Patriots as they are set to receive the J.K. Scott punts. He has along this postseason of 55, an average of 49, as Aaron Rodgers patiently waits from the sideline. His offense could not get the first down needed to win the game, and that opens the door for a last-ditch drive for the Patriots. They must score a touchdown or this game is over. J.K. Scott from his own end zone to punt it away for the Green Bay Packers. Back deep to receive, I believe, is Slater, as Scott sends it away, end over end. It is taken at the 40-yard line by Julian Edelman. He runs it back, springing right, and is wrapped up at the 50. The Patriots will begin this critical drive at the midfield stripe. Tom Brady returning to the field. A touchdown would give the Patriots the lead as they need 50 yards away for the New England Patriots to potentially even win the game here from the Super Bowl. High drama from Atlanta. The Patriots down by 4 with just 94 seconds left. What a football game. New England breaks the huddle, their first play of this fourth quarter drive. Hogan targeted 10 times. He has been a big target today for the Patriots. Tight end Gronkowski left. They begin with a pass. Brady scans the field. He has pressure from the corner, steps up and flips over the middle to Edelman, and he is belted down at the 45. Now the Patriots run up on the football off the 5-yard game. Last chance for Tom Brady, and the Patriots here, 117, 116. New England up on the football, 1:14 to go in the game. Brady, a handoff to White. He's got the first down, motoring ahead of the 36, but the clock continues to run. 105, 104, thrilling finish here from the Super Bowl. 61 seconds left, play action Brady with a 4-man rush. He unloads over the middle, leaping catch by Patterson, and he's down to the 14. It's a gain of 22. Brady is calling for a spike as he runs up on the football. Under center, Brady spikes the football with 46 seconds to go in the game. The last red zone trip for New England ended in a disaster, an interception by Blake Martinez, but the Patriots are back at the Green Bay 14-yard line with a chance to take the late lead. Back and forth in the third quarter. No scores yet in the fourth, but New England has a last-ditch effort down the stretch. A takeaway would win the game for the Packers. 2nd and 10 with a 2-by-2. Brady looks down the field. He guns it over the middle. Burkhead with the catch. Touchdown Patriots, and New England takes the lead. Rex Burkhead has been the unsung hero of the Patriots today as he crosses the goal line just in time. And now with an extra point, the Patriots could take a 3-point lead. It may be a little interesting to go for 2 and force them to score a touchdown, but certainly that would not be the gamble you make in the Super Bowl as Gostowski hits the extra point and the Patriots lead by 3 with 41 seconds to go in the game. What a finish, but we're not done yet. 5 plays and 50 yards as Brady was perfect, throwing for 40 of them. It was certainly a surprise that New England went with a run on that possession and converted with a Brady to Burkhead touchdown connection. 41 seconds left in the Super Bowl. Are you thrilled? Because certainly am I, of what is the biggest game of the year, and it has been the biggest drive of the year for Tom Brady and the Patriots. Aaron Rodgers orchestrating 7 fourth quarter or overtime comebacks throughout just his postseason career. And now Gostowski runs into the football, and his kickoff is end over end to the goal line for Davis. He runs it back to the 10, 15, 20, and is walled at the 25-yard line by number 58 for the Patriots. That being not Adrian Claiborne, sorry. That being Lawrence Guy. And now Randall Cobb, the Green Bay receiver, with 0 catches in the fourth quarter, but 4 for 106 yards and a touchdown so far today. His offense returns to the field, and this is for the game. A field goal would force overtime, and a touchdown would win it for the Green Bay Packers. 39 seconds left. Packers begin the drive from their own 25-yard line. A touchdown would win it, a field goal would tie it, and an interception for the Patriots would steal it away from the Green Bay Packers. 1st and 10. Rodgers takes the snap and drops 7 steps. He's rushed. He steps up. He'll tuck it towards the right to the 30 and sweeps to the 32-yard line. They can run the ball because they have 3 timeouts. The first is used here by McCarthy with 31 seconds left to go in a thrilling game. Well, the Green Bay Packers, around 35 yards away from field goal range. Super Bowl 53 comes down to this, as Brady capped off a short 50-yard touchdown drive with a Burkhead scoring catch of 10 yards to give the New England Patriots the 17-14 lead. And now the Patriots, their defense needs to make one more stop. Green Bay back on the field at the 32 with an empty set. 3 receivers right and 2 to the left. As Rodgers drops the throw, flips it over the middle to Grant, who makes the catch, and a timeout is called off the gain of 6. Relatively conservative plays to begin the drive for Green Bay, but they only need a field goal. It should be noted Mason Crosby has struggled throughout his regular and postseason career. He is 80% on kicks, not very good overall, and is under 65% on field goals outside of just 40 yards. He is 2 for 2 on kicks from a week ago, yet to attempt a field goal in this game. High drama from Atlanta. Packers have 1 timeout. It may be a compelling statement to save it until the last possible second to give Crosby a chance to gather himself. Super Bowl 53, the Patriots and the Packers. 1st and 10, Rodgers scans the field. He is under pressure. He steps up and throws over to Williams, who makes the catch. Clock running, 19 seconds, 18. Green Bay short on time. Rodgers may spike it. 14, 13, 12, 11. And Rodgers throws it down with 10 seconds left to go in the game. Time becoming a factor now, as Green Bay can extend this game with a field goal. All they would need, certainly not an easy task, but around a 15-yard completion, as if they reach the 40-yard line to be a 57-yarder. That red stripe is at the 39. The most critical play of the game for Green Bay's Aaron Rodgers. 3rd and 3 from the 45. He drops and looks, guns it over the middle. Williams stumbles to the 50, and a timeout is called. Too far for a field goal, and barring a penalty, this may be the final offensive snap of the game. 1st and 10 from the 50 off the completion to Jamal Williams. High drama here from Atlanta. Green Bay stunning the NFC by winning 3 road games in the playoffs to reach this game today, and they are a touchdown away from a win. And this is a chance for Rodgers to show off his arm strength and throw it into the end zone. What a football game here. Patriots came back down 2 times, including late in the fourth quarter. Now the Packers looking to respond themselves. Rodgers 50 yards away from what would be a game-winning touchdown. He takes the snap. Barring a penalty, this is it. He throws down the field, incomplete, and the Patriots prevail. The Super Bowl 53 is won by the New England Patriots by the final score of 17-14. What a football game here from Atlanta, as Green Bay, an offense that had been stagnant in the second half. They had scored just all of 7 points since the first minute of the game. Aaron Rodgers, albeit a valiant effort, falls short by a field goal down the stretch. The Patriots went 50 yards in 4 plays, capping it off with, of all players, a Rex Burkhead touchdown catch. And New England wins it 17-14. Certainly not a great game. Burkhead will receive votes for potentially being Super Bowl MVP of all players. But without further ado, the Super Bowl most valuable player, after a wonderful performance and a great game on both sides, will go to yet again quarterback Tom Brady. There's no chance. Even Chris Hogan is the man that played well in this football game. But the Patriots 17 and the Packers 14. It's the New England Patriots who win the Super Bowl and win May Madness 2018 with 342 yards passing. Wow, what a performance for the Patriots offense, led by the MVP of the big game, Tom Brady. 23 of 33, 342 yards, a touchdown and an interception as well. He got some contributions on the ground with James White and Rex Burkhead. Jamal Williams played well for Green Bay, but it was the touchdown catch by Burkhead. Of all players, Cobb played well for the Packers as well, but it's Burkhead who wins the game for the New England Patriots. Super Bowl number 6, according to May Madness 2018, for the New England Patriot, Tom Brady. I think he plays another 4 or 5 years, but if he plays like this in the Super Bowl, that would be maybe the greatest swan song and a greatest conclusion that we have seen in quite some time. What a football game. I need to catch my breath as well with the way that this game concluded, as we saw a couple of big interceptions, one from McCourty and one from Martinez in the fourth quarter, and then that game-leading touchdown by way of Rex Burkhead, and then the finale down the stretch, as it certainly is a painful way to lose it, but Green Bay just ran too short on time. They certainly struggled, did the Packers, in the fourth quarter to move the chains, and New England wins it 17-14. Oh my goodness. That was an amazing game. And I would love, as I'm sure all of you would as well, to take a look at a recap of this game, which I will have later on in the broadcast. But without further ado, before the start of the regular season of the real NFL, I will post a season recap of the Los Angeles Chargers, because it's my favorite team, and have all the storylines and all of the impact plays and players of the Los Angeles Chargers. What will Joey Bosa do? Will he put together a potential MVP caliber season? He certainly has the capabilities of doing that. Phillip Rivers, is this his greatest year in quite some time? Certainly has the ability to do just that. There are some big changes that they have made. The Los Angeles Chargers, all that and so much more will be put up later on throughout this offseason to the NFL. But without further ado, the New England Patriots, according to my May Madness simulation, win the Super Bowl in thrilling fashion over the Green Bay Packers by the final score of 17-14. For the rest of our broadcast crew, Nick Rice and Charger Dude 95 signing off here from Atlanta, Georgia. Happy Father's Day and have a great weekend.